Hey, I'm Joe Fowler with United Way of Central Kentucky. Welcome to our podcast, Common Good in the Commonwealth. Today's episode is a fun one. We're focused on our community, and our Director of Development, Krista Schaus, is going to be talking with one of my very, very favorite people, and I'm going to let her introduce you. We're going to move right into it because it's such a fun podcast.
Thanks, Joe. We're here today with one of our longtime volunteers. She has been on our board of directors. She serves on our engagement committee, and she's also one of our officer team as secretary of the board of directors for United Way of Central Kentucky. Here is Jerisia Lamons. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. You make me sound like a superstar.
You're a superhero is what I was going to say. Well, you know, as Joe said, you're one of my favorite people too, and I've just had the pleasure of working with you for many years, and we've been in the trenches together, and I appreciate everything that you have done for United Way in our community. So,
honey, it's been my pleasure all the way through.
So I'm gonna. So I wasn't part of that recruitment when you came onto the board. I got to know you that way, but tell me what drew you to wanting to be a part of United Way and giving as much time as you do back.
Well, I'll start you at my very first point in my journey was I was a United Way Fellows. And that was just an eye-opening experience because my first recollection with the United Way is probably what most people perceive the United Way to be. You know, we hand out. That's not what we do. So going on the Fellows Tours allowed me to reveal all the different agencies that we impact with our funding. You know, you've got the Community Health Clinic, you've got CASA, you've got Feeding America, all these other entities that pull our community together. So after that, I mean, it was just an easy choice. I thought, how easy is it to be a part of one organization that is a catalyst to convening community so well? That's a part of why I give my time. Another part is I love the staff. You all work so hard, and we all understand the mission that we're working under. We're all supportive of each other. And when I say supportive, it's support even past what we do in United Way. You know, I've looked up and saw you at events for ECTC. So we all just support each other. It's just a great catalyst for collective, community-minded impact. And that's why I give so much of my time.
She said it all, folks. We can't end the interview here, but so we have been working on a project as the engagement committee, most recently the community garden and the porch program that we've been kicking around and wanting to work towards. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So I'm excited about the community garden. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see I'm that old person. There's a new little TikTok on there. It's like one day you're posting selfies of yourself and the next day you're taking pictures of your garden. Well, that's me. So the community garden is very important. It's sustainability. It's access. It allows people access to fresh foods that they normally would not have. As I drive through town, I used to live on that end of town, and I think about, Kroger's is about 3 or 4 miles up the road, but we have to put other factors into that when we consider that. You know, do I have a car? Am I carrying multiple children with me? Mm-hmm. You know, am I going to be working at the time that Kroger's is open or closed? Can I even afford what Kroger's has to offer? So the community garden is just, again, it's that community-minded supporting each other. So the porch project, I think, it's neat. Porches are welcoming, right? So when you have a porch and you see people on there drinking lemonade or tea, they're welcoming you to their house, right. their place of love and their place of support. So the porch is an ideal that we had to open the United Way house up to the community. We sat so close to a community that's underserved and under-resourced, that if we're going to have a house that's stationed there, it only makes sense for us to be a part of the community. And the way that we can do that is creating a welcoming community events place, creating the community garden. So it just made sense. Joe has said before, common good in the Commonwealth.
Right.
It seems so simple to put out plants and vegetables, but it's deeper than that. The impact goes deeper. You know, you're helping another person to thrive, not just to survive, but to thrive. you're educating them. You know, not many people think it's difficult. Oh, I can't grow that. I'll never be able to do that. Yes, you can. And if you can't, there's somebody that can teach you. So we're educating, we're empowering, we're feeding, we're helping people to thrive, we're expanding access, all of those things. And we're helping bees. I mean,
Right.
Let's be true,
Right.
right? Bees are great. So the more pollinators that we have in the community, the better it is. So I kind of look at myself as almost a pollinator as well.
I love that. That's a perfect
You know?
analogy.
Because you're kind of, you're dropping your pollen. Cross-pollination is always good. So the community garden it is what it says. It's community, collectiveness, and collaboration to help support one another so that we can thrive as a community. Because when the scales are uneven, the only thing that we can do that makes sense is to lift the people that are on the bottom so that the scales are even for everyone. So then everyone's opportunities begin to look the same. So yeah, that's a part of the reason why I think the Porch Project is just an exciting thing. There's lots of things that we plan to do there. I know last year we gave out Halloween candy
Yes.
to the community, and we had a great show out. So we want to do more things like that. We want the United Way to be a place where a beacon, sits on top of that hill that says, I can get support here. They're thinking about my community and how to increase and expand access and how to help me thrive and survive.
Absolutely. What I love, what you touched on is something that we've talked a lot about when we're out talking about our work is knowledge is empowerment and having those opportunities to educate others. And what personally I love about it is we have a whole variety of volunteers, people from all walks of the community, but these young people, especially the FFA students who are getting that opportunity to educate people who might be older than them.
Yeah.
We all have something to learn from other people.
I think that's important too. As we think about diversity, most of the time we turn and we think about either gender or most often race. But in the age that we live in, a lot of it too is generational. So just seeing those young people out there teaching someone who may think that they're unteachable or that they know everything, that's so impactful because that's empowering those youth. They'll have that experience of being able to spread their knowledge. It makes them confident, and then we're pollinating future leaders, emerging leaders, and that's what is also great about when I heard that the John Hardin FFA helping. I mean, that's everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's something I would love to see replicated in all of our communities.
I believe it'll catch on.
I think so. There's a lot of interest. Right now I've got some folks from Radcliffe who are wanting to see a similar project. So I want to get those folks around the table. I love that good things catch fire.
They're
and
contagious.
spread. Absolutely.
Yeah, infectious.
Well, Jerisia, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers about your service, your work here? You're the Director of Cultural Diversity here at Elizabethtown Community and Technical College.
I am. I enjoy my job. I think it's important. We want to create an environment here at ECTC that includes all students. And when I say all students, that focuses on things past, again, race and gender. It's academic preparedness. It's access to being able to come here. And it's also events that help to grow their cultural competence. So that's a lot of what I do because we are sending students, we're crafting students. They're already crafted, but we want to ensure that our students leave ECTC being able to thrive in a global competitive workforce. Again, emerging future leaders. So, you can touch on all different facets. A lot of times people are very fearful or scared about the future, or they don't trust our youth. I trust our youth full-heartedly. If you're surrounded by some of the students like John Hardin FFA and the students here at ECTC, you should feel good about what the future's going to look like.
Absolutely. We all have to start somewhere, right?
Right. Right.
Jerisia, I think you've perfectly described how our work mutually goes hand in hand, how important it is to the community, and thank you for all that you do to support United Way and every aspect of this community, because it's not just us, it's other organizations, and without folks like you, we wouldn't be able to do all the good that we do. So, Jerisia, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me, Krista. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wow, what a great episode. Thanks so much, you two, for bringing us up to date on what's going on in our community. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next month for our next podcast. Please follow us on our social media, share, and like us. We'll see you next month.